Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and today I want to come to you with another unboxing video. However, this one's going to be a little bit different and a little bit unique, because normally when I do an unboxing video, it's of a new firearm that is on the market. However, we're going to do a little time travel tonight because we have a very unique opportunity to unbox a SITES Spectre, a gun some of you guys may have never even heard of. And this goes back to the late 80s and the early 90s, and these have not been made and imported in a very long time. And I happen to have a complete example with the box and paperwork here, loaned to the channel from a good friend and local subscriber. His name is Roy. So Roy, thank you for giving me this opportunity. You rarely get to see these, and when they are on the market, they're pretty darn expensive. But before I unbox this, I want to show you kind of a modern version of this that some of you might be familiar with. Here is my B&T KH9 SD. So this is an integrally suppressed short-barreled rifle. And this gun was designed by Carl Brugger himself to emulate, I guess, or is based on the old SITES Spectre. Carl is a lover of guns from the 1980s, and so I was familiar with this gun. I have seen the SITES Spectre in pictures before, but this is the modern version of this particular gun, and so some of you guys may be familiar with it. It is a top-charging pistol caliber carbine, or originally, I guess, a submachine gun. Very different than the other offerings from B&T. The lower is a little bit different. It has a decocker. The trigger is double action. But yeah, this is the modern version of it. But I thought it would be really cool to have this out, and let's unbox the original SITES Spectre. Now, my KH9 is chambered in 9. This version is in 45. These were imported in 9, 40, and 45. And it is my understanding that the 40 version is actually the rarest. However, when it comes to the paperwork, they did something special with it. But let's go ahead and unbox this, and I have to be really careful. As you can see, the flap that goes on the outside here has definitely seen better days. But we're going to take our time here, because I definitely do not want to damage this in any way. So it comes in the original styrofoam box. Let's take this and gently put it over here, and then let's open this thing up. Okay, so there is the top. We get some packing paper. Put that over there. And here we go. We have the owner's manual. We have a little piece of paper here saying SITES SPA Italy. The Spectre HC semi-automatic pistol has been thoroughly tested with Federal Winchester and Fiocchi 45 ACP standard ammunition. Should any cycling problems occur, please try a different brand of ammunition, preferably one of the above listed. Thank you. And then we have all the original paperwork. And what's really interesting is, I guess, when they printed these, they didn't think they were going to make any in 45. And the reason I say that is that 9 and 40 are obviously printed. However, they have stamped 45 ACP. And I did notice that when you go through the manual itself, every time they say 9 and 40, there's a stamp for 45. So I guess they legally had to add that. It's very interesting. There's the parts list. Man, it even has the original warranty card. This thing is like a time capsule. That is so cool. Now, I bet these magazines are really expensive, and as far as I can tell, they only came with one. Now, I think Roy said he had 7 or 8 of these, and I know that the SITES Spectre 9mm mags, which are, I think, called coffin mags because they hold a lot of ammunition, they're really expensive. In fact, there's a conversion kit, which I do have for the KH9, that will allow you to use those original magazines. But these are in 45, and I don't think they work with anything else. So if you own one of these, you're going to be hard-pressed to find some extra mags. These things are gigantic, and I bet they're really expensive. And then we have the pistol itself. Now, Roy was telling me, and I have seen them online, there was a stock option for these as well if you wanted to SBR them. But I guess they're supposed to be pretty darn flimsy, and today they're pretty hard to find. So I don't know if there's any companies that make an aftermarket stock for this, that if you wanted to SBR it, you could. But the thing that is really cool about this is it definitely has that 1980s look. It's very industrial, it's stamped sheet metal. It's a top charging firearm, as you can see right there. So it's just like the KH9. I kind of like this barrel shroud that's out here on the front. It's pretty darn heavy. You can tell it was originally designed as a submachine gun. We have a few controls here. We have fire and safe. So that's a little bit different than what you find on the KH9. And then this in the back, I believe, is the decocker. And because I have charged the gun, of course there's no ammunition here, I believe if I push down on this, it should decock the hammer. So let's see if it does. And yes, it does. So that would safely decock it. Let's take this magazine and put it in here. And as you can see, it's kind of a latch mechanism. It's not a button, kind of like an AK, but not. Obviously you push forward here in the trigger guard to drop that magazine. Little bit tight in there, so reloads might be a little bit on the slow side. But yeah, there it is. A SITES Spectre chambered in 45. And it says SITES Spectre HC Pistol, made in Italy, patented caliber 45 ACP. And on this side is the import marks. It says American Arms Incorporated NKC MO. So there you go. What a cool little gun. The other markings are here on the top. It says read warnings before using gun, manual free from, I guess, the manufacturer or the importer there. So there you go. The SITES Spectre chambered in 45. Something you don't see very often, and I'm going to get a chance to do a range report on this, and then side by side with the modern version of it made by B&T, the KH9. Yeah, that is just so cool. What a special unboxing, and something you don't get to see every day because we got the complete package. So thank you, Roy, for letting me borrow this. I can't wait to get this thing to the range, and I'm probably also going to do a field strip video on it. So what do you guys think? Have you guys ever shot or owned a SITES Spectre in any caliber? Let me know. This is a really cool gun, especially if you like guns from the 80s. So, as always, thanks for watching.